Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about Stranger Things and the new season. And I'm here with my brother Keegan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Happy to be here. Thanks for having me on, Leah.
Do we just get into it?
Yeah, let's go for it.
How do you feel that Stranger Things is over now?
You know, it's sad just because the show, it's been around, I don't know, like for so long now. Season 1 through 4, like that's just been a whole journey. And now season 5, like coming several years later. It's good to finally have a show that just like is finished out, you know? Just another one down.
Were you happy about the ending?
No.
What did you like about it?
Like everything. Well, not everything. I had a problem with how long we spent fighting Vecna or Henry.
Yeah, about how like short it was?
Yeah, like literally, yeah. I've talked to several friends already about this, but just like the fact that we spent longer talking about Will coming out than we did fighting Vecna. The whole show has been surrounded about taking down this Vecna Henry mind flayer, and then what? We just use the power of friendship and no one dies except for Vecna, and it takes like not even 10 minutes.
Yeah, when I watched it, I definitely thought that like there was going to be like more to like Vecna's death, and I was surprised how fast it happened.
It just made it seem like he wasn't that powerful when the whole time we were scared of him and we were talking about how dangerous and powerful he was. But then we get to this other dimension, and what? All the Demogorgons, Demodogs, and like the bats, what? They're all just on vacation? Like, where are they at? Like, they just disappeared at the end. Like, Vecna didn't even have his army with him. He just went in solo, and then some kids just got some Molotovs, grenades, and spears and just put them down real easy.
What were you expecting the end to be like?
Once we killed Vecna off, you know, you pause it and you look and you see, oh, we still got an hour left of this thing. Like, there's got to be some crazy plot twist. But no, it's just an hour of resolution, which I get. You're trying to wrap 5 seasons up and put it all to rest right at the end. But man, the climax wasn't that great. And so an hour resolution just felt very long. We skipped a lot of time too. But I think was it 13 months or 18 months? And I get now we're all like, we're grown up. We're finishing high school. People are going off to college. You know, the part that really got me was when Nancy and Jonathan and Steve and Robin, they were all up on that rooftop of the radio tower. That was a real tearjerker, you know. That one
I cried.
Yeah, that was a good part. What about you? What did you think of the ending?
I kind of feel the same. I feel like Vecna died very quickly. Another thing I thought was interesting is how Max graduated high school when she was literally like in a coma for like 2 years.
Yeah.
But I also thought that Callie or whatever her name is, I thought that she was bad. And then she just died.
Yeah, they did very much make her look like there was going to be a plot twist and she was going to end up being the bad guy. Like maybe she was being controlled by the Mind Flayer as well, or maybe she was the Mind Flayer. Who knows? What did you think of the story at the end that Mike told about 11 possibly still being alive?
At graduation, he like saw the speakers, and he like in that moment like remembered that like if the speaker things like when they thought 11 died were actually like if that was actually her, then she wouldn't have been able to use her powers to talk to Mike.
I think it made a lot of sense if 11 was able to escape, because those things that were like blocking her powers, she wouldn't have been able to talk to Mike. So I agree. I think she made it out and still alive.
How did you feel about like pretty much all the main characters having a happy ending?
That was stupid. Duffer Brothers, what were you doing? Like, that's honestly just poor writing. I think instead of just talking about how high the stakes were and like how important everything was, you know, instead of just having dialogue about it, like making things in the show happen to make the stakes high, especially with the Wheeler parents. Like, their mom, she should be dead. Because then, you know, you have 3 of her children. We got Mike, Nancy, and Holly, and they're all fighting Vecna. You know, if their mom or both their parents, their mom and dad, if both of them died, they would have had a lot more to fight for, a lot more reason to fight for. And I think the same's true for all the other characters. Like, I think Dustin and Steve, they would have been a great pair to have either one or both of them die off, because earlier on in the season, they said, you die, I die. So that sets the stage for the stakes to be high, but then neither of them die. And there were plenty of opportunities, like right before the fight scene and during the fight scene, that there could have been some like very intense, real like get people in their heartstrings deaths.
Yeah, I definitely thought that Steve was gonna die in that one part where he fell off the tower.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Personally, I knew he wasn't gonna die just because it wasn't a high energy enough moment. Like they wouldn't just have Steve, such an important character to the show, just die from falling off a tower. That would be awful, right?
Do you have any hot takes about the show?
Well, I mean, I already kind of said it, but just we spent more time filming and spending time in the show about Will coming out and saying he's gay, which it's fine. We already all knew that he was gay. Like, he can have his coming out, but to take 12 hours to film that and then also spend more time on that than the actual final fight scene that's going to like end the show, that just seems kind of wild.
Did you know that they cut like 2 hours out of the show?
Really?
I heard that. I wonder what was in there, because I feel like that they like could have had so much more.
Yeah, they could have done 2 hours of fighting. The biggest problem of this season was we spent so much time with dialogue just the season instead of actually having like action or events happening. Like when Max and Holly, when they were leaving Henry's mine, the first time that Max tried to escape, Henry caught up to her, Vecna, and he cut her off from getting out. And so then her and Holly just decide to stand there for 10 minutes and talk about life and boys and how strong you are instead of actually just escaping.
Yeah.
Like if I was in their position, I would have just said, all right, good luck. I'll see you later. And gotten out of
and
there.
Then they also like walked to their thing. I'm like, go.
Yeah. It was good. Like you were really like into that moment, like hoping they would get out. But yeah, just took way too long.
Well, thanks for coming on here and talking about the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I love sharing my voice on here.
Comment if you think that we should do another podcast. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
See ya.